Now, they told me that as well. Did I listen? I don't think I listened. Hey fam, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tobi Achudume. If this is your first time of seeing my face, you are super welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. I hope you stick around because here we talk about topics, tips and tricks that helps us grow fearlessly to the best versions of ourselves. So today I'm going to be specifically speaking to my fam members who are going back to school, getting ready to go back to school. I've already gone back to school. So it's the new academic year. For some, the year has already started. And I wanted to just talk about something that I know is going to be very helpful. I wish I had someone talk to me like this when I was getting ready for school, the number of times I've gotten ready for school. So I have had a number of resumption dates going back to school. So anything I'm sharing with you is not just conjured up information or something that I just stumbled on the internet, but they are tips and points that I am very certain are going to help you in this new academic year and even moving forward. So let's get ready, get a glass of your favorite drink, and let's get into today's topic. We're going to be talking about getting ready for an excellent academic year. So number one, you need to have a goal for the academic year or for the academic term, whichever one you're working with. So semester or year, anyone is fine. But you need to have a specific goal. So I know that you already have goals. So you're going to school, that's a goal. You want to make friends, you want to have an excellent result, you want to attend all your classes and all of those ones. But everybody has those goals. They are general goals, and so every student has those goals. What I mean by goal in this case is that you need to be specific with what you're getting into school for, what you want to get out of school. So you need to be specific with this depending on the situation of your school. So either you're a master's student, you are starting a postgraduate course, you're even starting maybe just a 6-week course, or you are getting into undergraduate school. You need to be specific with what you want to get out of this academic year. So this specific goal is going to guide your decision making throughout your academic year. It's going to help you to know what you need to do, what you need to focus on, the areas that you need to pay attention to, and the ones that you can excuse. So a way to get to this goal is to ask yourself specifically what you want to focus on when you get to school. What kind of grades do you want to have? It's not enough for you to say you just want to succeed, but how do you want to succeed? What are the things that you need to focus on? Again, depending on the situation that you are in, some people get to school and they have to work alongside their academics. It is the goal that you set that helps you to know how you're going to balance these two things, or you're going to be swayed by one and one is going to suffer. Or you're going to get to school knowing that your focus is to excel at school, and then you get carried away with making money by the side and you forget your main goal, which is to come out with excellent grades in school. So your specific goal guides your decision, your actions, and everything that comes with your academic year. If you do not set a goal while you're going to school, you're going to get easily swayed by external factors. So school, there is school life, obviously. And so there are going to be fun activities, there are going to be clubs, there are going to be just so many activities that you would have to get into. School students that have been in school are going to throw parties. Students that are just coming into school are going to throw house parties. It's just going to be a lot of activities that could get you confused or get you enthralled with the activities and the atmosphere of school, especially if this is your first time of being away from home. So I am going to be assuming or taking a wide guess and saying that if you are watching this video, it's because you want to excel. So that's a great start. But this goal that you set as someone that wants to excel with perfect grades or close to perfect grades, it's going to be the foundation for your academic year. Number two, you need to be an organized student or an organized person. And I'm going to break this down into 3 different phases that you need to be organized. So it's a good thing that the first thing we talked about is setting a goal or having a goal, because your goal helps you to be organized towards the day. So because you have a goal, you're able to plan for each day of the academic year or the semester. So how can you be organized? You need to get a planner. And I know that a lot of us get used to the fact that there is already a school timetable that you have, and so you don't need a planner. Lies, I tell you. You need to have a planner, because with your planner you are able to keep track of one, your course schedule, so the classes that you have or your timetable, your regular school timetable, and your other activities in school. So when I was in my undergrad, I did not have a planner. I had to write it in my notes because I had not come to terms with the use of a planner properly. But when I got into graduate school, I realized the importance of getting a planner because you get consumed with so many things that you need to keep track of. You need to keep track of your assignments, you need to keep track of your project, of your meetings with your professors and all of that. And having a planner helps you to remember and be on top of all of these things that you need to do. So getting a planner is not a luxury when you're going to school. It is actually a need. And that's why we have so many academic planners. I've linked in the description box some of my favorite planners and even the one I'm using right now. And I've even gone a step further by creating a specific academic planner for you. This planner is the one I wish I had when I was a student because it details everything that you need to keep track of. And it's a one-page view, so you can see everything that you have to do in a week on one page. You're able to schedule your courses, your classes, your assignments, your project, and the assignments that are due during the week on that same planner. I have it for free for the first 20 people. I'm going to have a link in the description bar. So the fun thing about this planner is that you can either print it out and use it as a desk view planner, or you could just download it and use it on your tablet, your mobile phone, your computer as a digital calendar. So this is linked in the description bar, as well as other planners, so notebook planners that I know are going to be very helpful for you as you journey in your academic year. All of these are linked in the description bar, so you could check it out for all of the important information that I even have there as you're stepping into your new student academic year. The second way you need to be organized is to have a study area. So a student means that your priority or your major priority or the top priorities that you have is that you need to study. You need to study or do your assignments. You need to study for your exams and your tests and prepare for class before class starts. And one way to do this, if you're not going to be the person that goes to the library every single day, even if you're going to be that person, you need to have a study area in your home. This study area, you need to make it conducive. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to have all of the sticky stickers and all of the fancy drop clip-ons and all of that we see everywhere on social media or on Pinterest. It could just be a plain minimalist study area, but it's an area that you feel comfortable to study and it's conducive for you. This is one thing that I never joked with as a student. I made sure that my study area was always conducive and I was able to study there properly. So I made sure that it was not always a mess. So again, there are so many ways that you can make your study area conducive. Your study area could just be a legit desk and a chair that you could just sit down, but you make sure that you can put everything that you need for your study session on it. So things that you should have on your study area are: 1, a desk. Number 2 is a chair. You could also have a file folder so that all your pieces of paper or your assignments and everything, they can all be arranged in a file folder that you can use. I'm going to have some of them linked in the description bar so you can definitely check them out. And the third way you need to be organized is to have a daily routine. So as a student, generally, you could get carried away with so many things that you begin to lose yourself and you begin to feel overwhelmed. I know that there were so many times when I was a student that I felt like the whole workload was going to come tumbling on my head. When you have a daily routine, you're able to set the pace for the day and make sure that your day starts off the way you want it to start off and ends the way you want it to end. So with your daily routine, you know exactly the time frames that you have classes for. You know the times where you need to take a break and rest. You know when you need to be ready for your studies. You know what the things are you need to do at the start of the day and at the end of the day to make sure that your day is productive and is the way you want it to go. So a daily routine as a student is very helpful. Again, not a luxury, but a necessity for you. And having a daily routine helps you to save so much time because you know that there are things that you do and you do them because they are already routines. You do them without even thinking of them. And there are also things that you do that helps you to distress and get ready again for another batch of work. And number 3 way to make sure that you have an excellent academic year is that you need to know how to manage your time well. So manage or use, let's say use, you need to know how to use your time well. So of course, you have 24 hours like the regular person. But as a student, especially at the start of your academic year, it's very easy for you to assume that you have all of the time in the year. An academic year is 34 to 40 weeks, depending on the country that you're in. And so because of this, you know that the tests and the assessments that you need to do, you may not do until maybe the 6th week, 7th week, depending again on the program that you are going on. I know that I had exams that I needed to turn in 6 weeks into my academic year sometimes, and sometimes they were 12 weeks into, so it depends on where you're studying. But when you're starting a new academic year, we always assume that we have so much time to catch up with work. With this mindset, you will be greatly amazed at how time flies when you are having fun. So starting your academic year, you need to know how to use your time wisely so that you know exactly how much time you need for certain things. And it is going to be an habit that you want to build at the start of the academic year, because again, workload increases as the weeks go by. So your workload at the first few weeks is not going to be your workload at the last few weeks. It's going to be completely different. But the habits that you build at the start is what is going to help you to sustain that habit towards the end and help you to be an excellent student. So schedule time for your routines, your morning routine and your night routine. What time do you need to be out of bed every day to make sure that your day is productive? What time do you need to go to bed every day? What time do you want to give to fun? The weekends, the night, or the mornings? However it is that you want to do. Who is having fun in the morning in school? Anyways, aside. So the second thing you need to schedule time for as a student is to schedule time for you to prepare for your classes and brush through your notes at the end of classes. So I'm sure that you have probably heard this advice from 1, 2, 3 adults that have told you as you're getting ready to school that you should read your notes at the end of each day. Now, they told me that as well. Did I listen? I don't think I listened. But I actually now know the reason why they say that, because I very quickly saw how much work went into trying to remember exactly how my professor explained something to me for me to understand what it was. So I'm telling you now, and I hope that you listen, that you should study your notes at the end of a day. Even if you're not going to be there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, listen, read through it, or record the notes. If you know you're going to be too lazy to read through, record it so that you can listen again like your teacher is teaching you all over again. So don't wait to realize that it becomes more tedious to read your notes if you do not revise at the end of the day. Do it now, note it now, and plan for it that you are going to do this every day, even if it's just for 30 minutes. You should also read before you go to class, because when you read the class reading, again depending on the school that you go to, when you have your class reading done before you go into class for the teacher to teach you, you are able to ask constructive questions that helps you to understand the topic better. So if you go into your class blindly, you're going to be listening to your teacher and hearing it afresh, and so you don't even know the right questions to ask. But when you prepare beforehand, and when I say prepare, I'm not saying do a whole bulk of reading, but just have an idea of what is going to be taught in class, you're able to ask questions based on what you have read and what the lecturer is saying. And so the answers that you get kind of helps you to cement what you have learned and what is taught. And so when you see that question in the exam, you answer it like a pro. Also, with managing time, I would advise that you study yourself to see how much time it takes for you to do school activities. So when I say school activities, I mean study activities. So how long do you need to study before you go into class? How long do you need to study after the class has been done? How much time do you need to put into your project and into your assignments? How much time do you need to prepare for your exam? All of these things helps you to manage your time better, because then you know that if you need 2 hours to prepare for a test that you have next week, then you're going to be able to block out 2 hours from today until next week to be prepared properly for that test. But if you do not know it and you keep postponing, you're going to be shocked when you get to Friday or Saturday and realize that you are reading too much and you're not understanding for a test on Monday. So you should study yourself, especially at the start of the school year, so you know your capacity when it comes to studying, or your attention span as well when it comes to studying. When you do this, you know how to use your 24 hours properly. You know when you are tilting towards success and when you are tilting the other direction of success, and how to maneuver your way back to being on the track of success. In short, what I'm saying is that you need to make studying a habit and not something that you feel compelled to do. Next, you need to make time for other activities outside school. Coming from me, that is very rich. But it is important and it is true. So I know that we go to school to study, and my dad says that you also go to school to make connections and networking, because It is the friends that you make in school, apart from the fact that we get used to this idea that some of the friends that you make in school, you are not even going to see them a few years down the line or anything. Yes, that's true. Some of them you're not going to see, but there are some people that you are going to see again, and you're going to see a long time. Some of the most important relationships that I have in my life right now, I met them in school. And so you also know that when you meet these people in school, you grow together in importance, in value, and in respect for each other, so that you know that on your journey of being success stories, you are in each other's lives. And so when you need to piggyback on somebody, you're not looking for who knows who to know who to know who. You just know these people, because the people that you grow up with now, when you become a success story, they are also going to be success stories, and you're going to be able to collaborate and be together as you're journeying on your success story. You see where I'm going with this? So school is the place where you're going to build some of the most important relationships in your life. I know that I have my best friend. I built that relationship in school. So these relationships you cannot have if you do not have a life outside of just studying. So study, yes, but also build important, valuable relationships in school. So you need to be conscious of the relationship that you build, so that you're not building relationships that drains your energy and makes you to lose sight of what you're going for. But you need to build relationships that helps you to move forward. So in your friendship circle in school, you should absolutely have people that you can study with, people that would call you out when you're not doing your assignments or keeping track with your reading, people that would help you to be excellent, and people that will help you to be productive. If your friends, all they know how to do is have fun, then very soon you're going to stop paying attention to school and just focus on the fun part. Fun is good, but fun is not what makes you a success story. The Bible says evil company corrupts good manners. So you can have all the right things that you need to have for a great academic year. You could do all of the things that I've said before, and then you just meet the wrong person and it all just comes crumbling down. When you move with the wrong friends in school, it's a recipe for disaster. But when you move with the right people, it is a recipe for success. You need friends who are also interested in excelling and being productive in school. People that want to also come out and be recognized as success stories. And those are the people that you want to work with. So I hope this video is helpful to you as a student going back to school, or as a student who is just getting into school. So again, I have linked down the student planner that I think will be very helpful for you in the description bar. You should get it right now before the price changes. And I hope that this video helps you to be an excellent and a productive student this new academic year. I wish you success as you journey in this new year, and I hope to hear back from you on the successes that you become at the end of the year. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family and other people that you know are going back to school, so that they can be prepared and ready to excel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, bye.